5,000 years ago, along the banks of the mighty Indus River, a magnificent civilization emerged that would astound the world with its sophistication and ingenuity. Welcome to an extraordinary journey through time, as we uncover the mysteries of the Harappan Civilization, one of humanity's earliest and most advanced urban societies. This is not just another story of ancient ruins. This is the tale of visionary engineers, skilled craftsmen, and innovative planners who built cities that rival modern engineering. Through recent excavations by the Archaeological Survey of India and groundbreaking discoveries at sites across the subcontinent, we now know more about this enigmatic culture than ever before. Join us as we walk through the planned streets of Mohenjo-Daro, marvel at the water systems of Dhalavira, and explore the bustling port of Lathau. September 20th, 1924. Sir John Marshall, Director General of the Archaeological Survey of India, announced a discovery that would rewrite history. Two Indian archaeologists, Daya Ram Sahni and Rakul Das Banerjee, had unearthed the remains of cities at Harappa and Mohenjo-Daro that dated back over 4,000 years. What made this discovery extraordinary was not just the age of these cities, but their remarkable level of urban planning and technological advancement. September 2024 marked the centenary of this momentous discovery, reminding us of the civilization's enduring legacy in Indian history. The Harappan Civilization, also known as the Indus Valley Civilization, flourished from around 6000 BCE to 1300 BCE. Archaeological findings reveal three distinct phases: the early Harappan period from 6000 to 2600 BCE, the formative stage when settlements began emerging; the mature Harappan period, from 2600 to 1900 BCE, represents the civilization's golden age of urbanization and prosperity; the late Harappan period, from 1900 to 1300 BCE, witnessed the gradual decline and transformation of this great civilization. Recent excavations at Rakhigarhi in Haryana have pushed back our understanding of the civilization's origins even further into antiquity. After more than 2 years of excavation, teams from Deccan College Pune and the Archaeological Survey of India made a stunning discovery at Rakhigarhi. Human remains found during the third phase of excavation date back an astonishing 8,000 years, extending the civilization's timeline significantly. This groundbreaking research suggests that the Harappan culture is 7,000 to 8,000 years old, far older than previously believed. The Harappan civilization was not confined to a small region. It sprawled across an area larger than ancient Egypt and Mesopotamia combined. This vast empire covered over 2,000 sites spread across modern-day India, Pakistan, and Afghanistan, encompassing diverse landscapes and climates. Most settlements clustered between the Indus and the ancient Sarasvati River basins, taking advantage of fertile floodplains and reliable water sources. The civilization's extent stretched from Manda and Jammu in the north to Daimabad in Maharashtra in the south, spanning over 1,500 kilometers. From Sukhjinder near the Makran coast in the west to Alamgirpur in Uttar Pradesh in the east, Harappan influence reached far and wide. 5 major cities formed the backbone of this civilization: Rakhigarhi, Mohenjo-Daro, Harappa, Dhalavira, and Ganarwala. Rakhigarhi in Haryana has emerged as the largest Harappan site, covering 300 to 350 hectares after the discovery of additional mounds in 2014. The discovery of a 23-meter-deep paleochannel at Bahaj village in Rajasthan's Deeg district revealed connections to the mythical Sarasvati River mentioned in the Rig Veda. This ancient river system supported early human settlements and connected Bahaj to the larger Sarasvati basin culture, demonstrating the civilization's hydraulic sophistication. In 2025, archaeologists discovered a 4,500-year-old Harappan settlement in Rajasthan's Thar Desert, bridging important gaps in the archaeological map. The site, dating to the mature urban phase from 2600 to 1900 BCE, contained red pottery fragments, clay bangles, and wedge-shaped bricks. Walking through a Harappan city 5,000 years ago would have felt remarkably modern. Streets were laid out in perfect grid patterns with precision. Cities were designed using geometrical tools, with streets running in precise north-south and east-west orientations, intersecting at right angles. The main streets were impressively wide, ranging from 9 to 34 feet, designed to accommodate traffic and allow proper ventilation in the hot climate. Houses were arranged in rectangular blocks on both sides of streets, creating organized neighborhoods that reflected conscious urban planning. Each city was divided into two distinct parts: the citadel, an elevated area in the west containing important public buildings and administrative structures. The lower town, built at ground level, housed the residential areas where ordinary citizens lived and worked in well-constructed homes. Both the citadel and lower town were separately fortified with massive defensive walls made of mud bricks, providing protection against floods and potential threats. The fortification walls were not just functional. They were architectural marvels, sometimes reaching heights of 4.5 meters and widths of 6 meters. Houses in Harappan cities were built using standardized burnt bricks of uniform dimensions, indicating a sophisticated understanding of construction standards and quality control. The remarkable uniformity in brick size across different cities, separated by hundreds of kilometers, suggests centralized planning or shared architectural knowledge. Most houses were constructed around central courtyards, a design that provided privacy, natural ventilation, and protection from the harsh desert sun. Houses varied in size, reflecting different social classes. The wealthy lived in larger multi-story structures, while smaller one-room buildings housed workers. Excavations at Harappa and Mohenjo-Daro revealed that different types of buildings were designated for different social classes and occupational groups. Many homes featured private wells within their compounds, ensuring a reliable water supply without depending on public sources. Bathrooms in Harappan homes were equipped with proper drainage connections, showing an advanced understanding of sanitation and hygiene. Windows were deliberately positioned away from streets, facing courtyards instead, maintaining privacy while allowing light and air circulation. Some houses had sophisticated storage facilities similar to strong rooms, found at sites like Kuntasi, indicating organized household management. The discovery of staircases in many buildings suggests that multi-story construction was common, maximizing living space in densely populated urban areas. Perhaps no feature better demonstrates Harappan ingenuity than their drainage system, the world's first urban sanitation network of its kind. Every single house was connected to the main drainage system through carefully planned networks of underground drains built with precisely laid bricks. Wastewater from bathrooms and kitchens flowed through covered drains that lined the major streets, preventing contamination and eliminating foul odors. The drains had inspection holes at regular intervals, covered with removable bricks or stone slabs, allowing workers to clean and maintain the system. In multi-story buildings, water from upper-floor bathrooms descended through enclosed terracotta pipes or open chutes into the street drains below. The sophistication extended to separate channels for wastewater and stormwater, a level of planning that many modern cities still struggle to implement. Drains from individual houses connected to wider public drains laid along main streets, forming a comprehensive citywide sanitation network. The gradient of the drains was carefully calculated to ensure proper water flow, preventing blockages and maintaining system efficiency. Several courtyard houses featured both a washing platform and a dedicated toilet with a waste disposal hole, representing advanced bathroom facilities. These toilet holes could be flushed by pouring water drawn from the house's central well through clay brick pipes into shared drainage systems. The wastewater then flowed into adjacent soak pits or cesspits, which were periodically emptied, with solid matter possibly used as fertilizer for fields. Limestone was used to seal pipes and ensure structural integrity, preventing leaks and maintaining the system's long-term functionality. The drainage systems constructed 4,500 years ago by the Harappans existed long before similar systems appeared in other ancient civilizations. Even the sophisticated Roman aqueducts, built thousands of years later, cannot diminish the remarkable achievement of Harappan sanitation engineering. Water was life for the Harappans, and they developed some of the most advanced water conservation systems the ancient world had ever seen. At Dhalavira in Gujarat, archaeologists discovered one of the world's earliest and most sophisticated water management systems, built entirely of stone. The city constructed 16 massive reservoirs of varying sizes along the seasonal Mansar and Munhur rivers to capture rainwater runoff. These reservoirs were interconnected through a network of channels, some carved from solid stone, others made of pottery pipes, distributing water throughout the city. Check dams and embankments were built along streams to slow water flow during floods, allowing it to percolate into the ground and replenish groundwater reserves. The largest reservoir at Dhalavira was 3 times bigger than the famous Great Bath at Mohenjo-Daro, demonstrating the scale of their water storage capabilities. Step wells were constructed to access underground water sources during periods of low rainfall, ensuring water security even in drought conditions. A massive step well at Dhalavira featured staircases descending 30 steps at 3 corners, with rock-cut wells providing access to deep water sources. The round well at Dhalavira measured 4 meters in diameter, possibly the largest well found at any Indus Valley site. Rope marks on stone slabs indicate the use of pulley systems to draw water, showing mechanical sophistication in water extraction technology. Recent excavations revealed 5 interconnected reservoirs in sequence, with the first 2 managing sedimentation, acting as natural water filters. The central reservoir was designed for large-scale storage, while the 4th featured a ramp for wheeled carriage access, facilitating water distribution. At Lathal, a study by IIT Gandhinagar provided new evidence supporting the existence of small dams and inundation canals for irrigation management. The Harappans practiced efficient water use, preferring methods like drip irrigation to conserve this precious resource in semi-arid regions. Waterproofing techniques using clay and other materials sealed reservoirs and channels, preventing water loss and ensuring efficient storage. Among all Harappan structures, none captures the imagination quite like the Great Bath at Mohenjo-Daro, a marvel of ancient engineering. This massive public bathing facility measured 39 feet in length and 23 feet in width, with walls built from finely fitted bricks. The bath descended 7 feet below ground level, accessed by brick staircases at both the northern and southern ends. The floor and walls were made watertight using a thick layer of bitumen, a natural tar-like substance, sandwiched between 2 layers of brick. Water was supplied to the bath from a large well in an adjacent room, and an outlet in one corner allowed for drainage and refilling. Around the bath, a corridor with rooms on 3 sides possibly served as changing rooms for bathers or spaces for ritual preparation. The presence of the Great Bath suggests that ritualistic bathing held significant spiritual importance in Harappan religious and social life. Some scholars believe the structure served as a forerunner to ritual bathing practices that remain central to Hindu religious traditions today. The elaborate construction and prominent location on the citadel indicate this was no ordinary bath, but a structure of great ceremonial significance. Whether used for religious purification, social gatherings, or communal cleansing, the Great Bath demonstrates the Harappans' reverence for water and cleanliness. The foundation of Harappan prosperity was agriculture. The civilization developed advanced farming techniques that sustained large urban populations. The fertile floodplains of the Indus River and its tributaries provided ideal conditions for cultivating a diverse range of crops. Harappan farmers grew wheat, barley, and various pulses including lentils and chickpeas, which formed the staple foods of their diet. Evidence from Gujarat shows that millets were also cultivated, adding nutritional diversity and serving as both food and fodder for animals. The Harappans were among the earliest civilizations to cultivate rice, with evidence found in the rich floodplains of several Harappan sites. Cotton cultivation was a significant achievement, and the Harappans produced cotton textiles that became highly valued trade items across ancient trade networks. Oilseeds like sesame and mustard were grown for cooking oil and other uses, demonstrating agricultural sophistication and crop diversification. Archaeological evidence reveals that Harappan farmers practiced crop rotation to maintain soil fertility and ensure sustainable agricultural production. Farmers used wooden plows drawn by oxen or water buffaloes to prepare fields for planting, as evidenced by a complete terracotta plow model found at Banawali. This terracotta plow model is the most complete specimen found from the Harappan culture, providing valuable insights into ancient farming technology. The Harappans created sophisticated irrigation systems including canals, reservoirs, and dams to redirect water for crop irrigation. Traces of canals have been found at the Harappan site of Shortagai in Afghanistan, though similar structures are less evident in Punjab and Sindh. Advanced irrigation techniques allowed farmers to cultivate both rain-fed and irrigated crops, adapting to different environmental conditions. During dry seasons, artificial irrigation systems supplied water to fields, enabling the cultivation of second crops and increasing agricultural productivity. Harvested crops were cut using sickles, and grains were separated from straw through threshing, then stored in massive granaries. These granaries featured thick walls designed to control humidity and temperature, preserving food supplies and protecting grain from pests and moisture. Agricultural surpluses were not just stored locally. They facilitated trade with distant regions, exchanging goods and resources across vast distances. The systematic approach to farming, evident from consistent field patterns, demonstrates careful planning and efficient labor allocation across agricultural operations. The Harappans maintained diverse livestock that played crucial roles in agriculture, transportation, and daily life throughout the civilization. Cattle were the principal domestic animals, with their bones constituting half to three-quarters of animal remains found at Harappan sites in Gujarat. Both humped zebu cattle and non-humped varieties were raised, with zebu particularly well adapted to the hot tropical and subtropical climate. Bullocks were essential for plowing fields, and some households kept them specifically for agricultural work, providing fodder especially during plowing season. Archaeological evidence confirms that farmers also kept sheep, goats, buffaloes, and pigs, all of which were fully domesticated by this period. The relative importance of different animals varied based on local environmental conditions and specific community needs and preferences. Raising livestock served as useful insurance against crop failure, allowing farmers to increase animal numbers during good years with surplus fodder. In lean years, additional animals could be killed for food or traded with pastoralists for grain and other necessities. Dogs were among the first animals domesticated by the Harappans, serving as companions, guards, and helpers in hunting and herding activities. Evidence of domesticated elephants comes from seals and figurines, though their exact role in Harappan society remains debated by scholars. The question of horse domestication remains controversial. Evidence from superficial levels at Mohenjo-Daro and a doubtful terracotta figurine from Lothal are inconclusive. At Surkatata in Gujarat's Kutch district, tangible remnants of horse bones were discovered, though dating to the civilization's later phase. Wild species like boar, deer, and crocodiles were hunted, as evidenced by bones found at various Harappan sites across the civilization. Marine life including fish, tortoises, and turtles were commonly consumed, particularly at coastal sites with access to sea resources. The Harappans were master craftsmen whose artistic and technological achievements rivaled and often surpassed their contemporaries in other civilizations. Pottery production reached extraordinary levels of sophistication, with the Harappans mastering the potter's wheel and producing remarkable ceramic vessels. Pottery was made in various colors and decorated with beautiful designs depicting nature, including trees, birds, fish, animals, and geometric patterns. Pottery kilns were found at Mohenjo-Daro, Harappa, Mohenjo-Daro, and Shanadaro, where pots were fired in funnel-shaped updraft closed kilns. The pottery shapes included pedestals, goblets, cylindrical vessels with perforations, dishes on stands, vases, jars, bowls, and specialized cooking vessels. The Harappans evolved new techniques in metallurgy, producing objects from copper, bronze, lead, and tin with remarkable skill and precision. Apart from pure copper, Harappan craftsmen created alloys, particularly bronze, which was stronger and more suitable for tools and weapons. Copper and bronze vessels were among their finest products, formed by skillfully hammering sheets of metal into desired shapes. The civilization is marked by a large number of copper objects including tools, weapons, ornaments, and everyday household items. Bead making was a highly specialized craft, with factories discovered at Shanadaro and Lothal containing tools, furnaces, and beads at various production stages. At Bagsara in Gujarat, evidence shows production of shell artifacts, faience, and beads made from semi-precious stones in specialized workshops. Harappan craftspeople made beads from steatite, agate, carnelian, lapis lazuli, shell, terracotta, gold, silver, and copper in diverse designs. The barrel-shaped carnelian beads with trefoil patterns were so beautiful and valued that they found their way into royal burials in Mesopotamia. A new type of cylindrical stone drill was devised specifically to perforate beads of semi-precious stones with precision. Tiny microbeads were made from steatite paste and hardened by heating, demonstrating incredible skill in working with extremely small objects. Faience, earthenware decorated with colored glazes, was manufactured for making beads, amulets, sealings, and small decorative vessels. Shell and ivory were worked into beads, inlays, combs, bracelets, and decorative items, showcasing versatility with different materials. The lost wax technique of casting was mastered by Harappan metalworkers, allowing them to create intricate bronze sculptures of exceptional quality. Harappan artistic achievement is brilliantly exemplified by two famous bronze sculptures that continue to captivate scholars and art lovers worldwide. The dancing girl figurine, discovered in 1926 by archaeologist Ernest Mackay at Mohenjo-Daro, stands as an iconic masterpiece. This bronze sculpture, made using the lost wax casting technique, is just 10.5 centimeters tall, yet exudes remarkable sophistication. The girl stands naked in a confident, naturalistic pose, with her right hand resting on her hip and left hand on her left thigh. She wears approximately 25 bangles on her left arm and 4 on her right, with her head slightly tilted backward. The dancing girl demonstrates advanced metallurgical knowledge and artistic skill, proving that Harappan culture valued aesthetic expression beyond mere utility. This sculpture was not created for utilitarian purposes, but as a work of purely symbolic and aesthetic value, marking India's rich artistic heritage. Another significant find is the priest-king statue from Mohenjo-Daro, though much debate surrounds the actual identity and purpose of this figure. Terracotta figurines were abundant throughout Harappan sites, including numerous representations of the mother goddess wearing elaborate jewelry and headdresses. These mother goddess figurines were handmade and adorned with ornate headgear and hip and neck ornaments, possibly representing fertility worship. One particularly well-preserved mother goddess figurine from Mohenjo-Daro stands 22 centimeters tall, and displays remarkable craftsmanship. The figurines possibly symbolize reverence for the birth-giving mother, female fertility, or Mother Earth and her bounties and creations. Stone sculptures, though less common than terracotta and bronze, demonstrate the Harappan skill in working with hard materials. Animal figurines in terracotta were extremely popular, depicting bulls, elephants, tigers, monkeys, and birds with naturalistic detail.
Please like, share, and subscribe to help grow this channel.